How my character slapped that playerness out of me. So, we all know a that guy, but what about redeemed ones? Well, I have a story, and a long one, about one of the worst players I've ever met. Me. I used to be that guy, the one always playing the aloof, brooding, uncooperative player, chaotic stupid to the bone. Oh, did I mention uncooperative? I mean really uncooperative. The kind of player who lets party members die because they're not strong enough, or says things like, shoot the hostage, and leave the child behind, he'll only slow us down. My best friend had an idea for this new campaign we were about to play in. She said, let's each pick some of the traits for each other's characters. She gave me her best puppy dog eyes look, and I reluctantly agreed. She never told me why she wanted to do this. I guess she wanted to force me out of my comfort zone. The campaign is a sort of fantasy version of the New World colonization. I'm allowed to choose the class, Barbarian. I choose you. She smiles and rolls to determine my character's race. Human. Works for me. Background, Outlander. A native. I know exactly where I want to go with this, and so far none of these choices are hindering my idea. Meanwhile, I'm creating half of her character, an old elven life domain cleric that found faith in the god of balance after the death of his daughter. She rolls for my character's gender, female, not what I was hoping for, but fine, I can make it work. Here we go, the last piece of the puzzle, my character's goal. She's looking for the foreign colonel who killed her tribe. My friend stops me and finishes my sentence, but she doesn't want to hurt him nor make him suffer. And this is when I start to lose control of the whole thing. I end up with Aisha, a 20-year-old neutral good barbarian native dressed like Pocahontas who has god-tier combat stats and wields dual battle axes. She also loves picking flowers and always carries a bouquet with her, and she's looking for the man who killed her tribe, but not for revenge. It's fine, I'm planning to kill her off the first chance I get, charging a dragon or whatever. First session. We're at some sort of crossroads outpost. I start playing my usual character, brooding, aloof, uncooperative. But Aisha? She's having none of it. Every time I try to play my usual way, I roll like shit. Intimidate the innkeeper to get a lower price? 2. Want to start a brawl because I'm playing a girl and my edgelord ass needs to act like every other cringy asshole dude playing a girl? Nat 1. She falls badly on her ass while the drunkards leave the inn laughing. 3 hours of absolute pain. A bit later in the session, the outpost gets assaulted by big bad evil guy's goons. We, well mostly I, botch a whole truckload of rolls. A TPK is looking very likely at this point, so we choose to run and cover the retreat of the civilians. Perfect time for me to get rid of this rebellious PC. I'll fend them off on the bridge, cut the ropes. Meanwhile, I'm already rolling up my next brooding edgelord ranger. Aisha had other plans. The first bandit falls, the second, then the third. Her HP steadily being whittled down, but not a single bandit gets past her. The civilians safely cross the bridge, and the party cuts the ropes. Finally, good riddance, Aisha, you mutinous bitch. DM. As the bridge starts falling, you feel something grab you. The innkeeper is holding your arm, a rope tied around his waist as him and the rest of the townspeople pull you back to safety. They manage to rescue Aisha, and all the people are praising her. You saved us, milady. We owe you our lives. The innkeeper's daughter pulls out a shell necklace. This is for... I have no idea what she said. I'm not listening. I'm focused on my best friend's face. The smug hag is gloating. 4 sessions pass and the scenario repeats. Every time I try to play her like my usual asshole characters, my die rolls less than 10 or the DM rolls ridiculously high. But when she is doing something for the party or for someone else, nothing can stop her. The party jokes that Aisha has a mind of her own. And you know what? She starts growing on me. Everyone wants to succeed, and if something is working, then why change it? So she starts cooperating with the party, helping people, being a team player. The curse of bad rolls lasted for the first few sessions before things finally evened out, but by that point, I liked playing her the way she apparently wanted to be played. I liked that warm, fuzzy feeling I got when other characters started asking her for advice or when they told her about their past. At first, I didn't really know how to play like this. I was all, what the fuck, how do I behave, what do I do? So for a while I stayed quiet. I made up a new backstory for Aisha on the spot. She wasn't aloof, she was shy, and she wasn't brooding, she just preferred listening. Over time she started becoming the heart of the party, the helpful, caring protector. And I started attending the sessions not for the, oh, I'm so badass moments like before, but the heartwarming moments. Helping an NPC, using her ancestral guardian abilities to help the tiefling rogue speak with his dead mother. Or when the old cleric asked Aisha about her tribe and persuaded the party to accompany her to commemorate her deceased family. It felt good, really good. Of course, it wasn't all sunshine and rainbows. Things got nasty. Sometimes she failed and failed hard, but she was never alone. The campaign continued. The big bad evil guy was actively causing problems to get the natives, the settlers, and their motherland to fight against each other. And guess who was on his side? Good old Colonel Tribe Slayer. We found out that he came to Aisha's tribe to find a cure for his dying son and to have his fortune read. But he ended up taking a bad trip when he smoked the peace pipe and saw himself becoming a monster, and then proceeded to actualize the prophecy by murdering everyone and joining the BBEG. My backstory was still a bit skimpy, so I threw in that during the fight when the colonel massacred her tribe. She ran to give him flowers to try to get him to stop. Now she carries flowers with her to remember those peaceful times before the massacre. We get closer to the final showdown. Each member of the party wraps up their personal quests, except for the paladin, whose quest is basically to stop the big bad evil guy. The final battle arrives, starting out as a naval battle. The colonel boards our ship with a crap ton of soldiers, just before we can reach the BBEG's ship. The battle gets nasty, and we're losing badly, when I see an opening to run straight through the fray to old, low HP colonel. I just need to tank a couple of his arcane warrior bodyguards' opportunity attacks along the way. I have more than enough HP to withstand some punishment. Problem is, I still don't know what to do when I get to him, because she doesn't want to hurt him, was still a pillar of kind-hearted Aisha's life, and at that point, I loved being her. I decide I'll figure out what to do with the colonel when I get there. So I run, soak the first strike, no problem. Then the second, ouch, it's a lot more damage than expected. Then the third one crits. Aisha falls to the deck of the ship in a heap. The party charges forth to try to save her, but it's too late. The first enemy strikes, 2 failed death saves. DM rolls the second enemy's attack. Does Aisha have any last words? My best friend screams, I ask for divine intervention. I've never seen her like this. She's crying. The DM says, I'm sorry. You've already used that in the past 7 days. And she shouts, I don't care. I'll give up all my powers to save her. I'll give up everything. The party goes silent. I realize I'm holding my breath, and I still don't know what I'm going to do even if this works. The DM turns to me and says, You hear a deep voice. My most powerful and devoted herald is willing to trade everything for you. Tell me what you desire, knowing that whatever you will ask, I'll take it back from him. I stare blankly at everyone. This is it. Everything in our story has led to this moment. I have to make it count. I tell everyone I need a cigarette break. For Christ's sake, she's just a young girl. I know she is probably going to die, and right now she's literally feeling the weight of the world on her shoulders. 10 minutes later, I come back to the table. Aisha responds to the voice. 3 words. I just need 3 words. A blinding light descends on her broken body. Everyone stares while she slowly crawls back on her feet and staggers over to the colonel. She reaches for her backpack, pulls out something from it, and pushes it against the colonel's chest. He looks down, seeing the bouquet of brightly colored flowers. Then he feels Aisha hug him as she leans close to his ear and whispers, Please, no more. Aisha looks at him one last time as she slowly collapses to the floor, dead. DM starts to ask for a persuasion check, but stops and shakes his head. Fuck this. You pass. The colonel orders his soldiers to fall back. The rest of the party pushes the attack, and in the end, the big bad is defeated. I spend the rest of the final battle hugging my best friend. After the battle is over, little, tough, kind-hearted Aisha is buried with her tribe. The party agrees that every year they'll meet at her grave with flowers. I have never been able to play another stupid, party-wrecking character since. So this is my story. This is how a kind, caring barbarian gave her life to change a little bit of mine. Hey everyone, Brian Von VA here, representing MrRipper on the main channel, MrRipper, which is going to be linked in the description below. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and to ring that bell on both of our channels in order to see whenever we post a new video, go live, or just to support us in general. Using a help action, you can always come say hi to me on Twitch and YouTube, Brian Von VA, and if you have a story you'd like to post to us, please do so in the comments below, or more so on r/MrRipper, which is our subreddit where we will normally be looking for the stories. That said, I try to always end things on a happy or positive note, and today, I think I got a good one for everybody out there listening. Sometimes you can resonate with a character in a story, in a novel, in any sort of animation or game. In this case, somebody resonated with their in-character character in D&D. And look at what that did. It changed them from being a that guy to being a fucking hero. Somebody who just cannot take it anymore and just change their entire perspective on how to play a character. And it's not a bad thing. In fact, don't you ever let anyone tell you that it's a bad thing, because this is a textbook example of what it means to feel human. You're going to make mistakes in your life, but sometimes all it takes is one little thing like this to change your entire life, and you should be proud of that. And don't let anyone tell you you shouldn't be, because it's an amazing thing. So all the love, everybody. Play it how you want to play it, but if a character like this comes along your lap, play it the way they would play it. All the love. I'll see you later. Bye for now.